way that I could take the full financial burden in having the opportunity for you folks, of which you certainly have the right to say no this evening. But having said that, you know, I'm still on the hook for a significant amount of money, but I had to limit the potential losses. Having said that, it seems interesting, and I've talked to Commissioner Jablonski about this, I've talked to the Liquor Board about this, and everybody's story is different. He asked this, they asked this, they asked this, someone else asked this, somebody else asked for this. Nobody seems to really know what the real story is. But, you know, with all due respect, I would like to ask tonight for the vote as to whether or not you would have given us alcohol for this. And then in anticipation, we are still trying to do this. This was an event for kids. This could have potentially raised $30,000 for kids. Having said that, there's not a person here on this board that hasn't done stuff for kids. I know that. And they know how hard it is to raise money to help kids, especially like Mary Jo now with Boys and Girls and things like this, how hard it is and how difficult it is to get money. You know, times are tough. We all know that. So I guess I don't know really what else to say other than I would hope that when we come back, and hopefully we can come back shortly for something else, that we can get it all taken care of in one meeting, and that, you know, I respectfully ask the town that if there's any issues, could we please just try to deal with it in one shot instead of all of a sudden getting these last minute surprises that we seem to get. And because, like I said, I'm on the hook for a significant amount of money here, one that could crush us. I mean, that could be it for us. And, you know, having said that, I just don't think that's fair. I really just don't think that's fair. There's not a single question that you all have asked that I've not tried to answer 100% accurately and appropriately. I'm always available. It's not like you guys don't know where I am. You know, we're certainly available at any time for you folks. In fact, I think most of you probably have my cell phones, you know, etc. So I would just ask that if, when in the future, if we can do this, and we could try to get everything together and get everybody on one page to make things go a tad bit easier and for everybody. I mean, we're just wasting everybody's time right this particular moment.
If I can interrupt a moment.
Yes, please.
When I heard about this, I was quite surprised because it was on private property.
Mm-hmm.
So I assumed with the property owner giving the okay for this event and a catering person coming in with their liquor license that the town was out of the picture. So I did call the liquor board to question it. And what they asked was that we just write a letter that says we support the event at the private property, that, you know, already okayed it, because I believe you have a letter from the owners also.
Yes, ma'am. And that was in your packets.
Right.
A copy of that.
So, and that's what the liquor board had requested when I called. And it could be as simple as us writing a letter stating that we support the festival within the hours we already gave the permit for, which I believe was 12 to 9 p.m. because the problem the last time was the noise problem during when it went later.
Absolutely.
So that's what I was told from the liquor board.
Well, you say now you've already canceled it?
Yes, sir. We've had to. I could not take the full financial brunt. I don't know what the lawsuits will be, but that'll have to be addressed later. But I'm on the hook for a significant amount of money. Significant, based on this letter of approval that I got from the town. You know, I thought that I felt that I supplied a reasonable packet of information for everybody, you know, etc. Excuse me.
Well,
yeah.
I don't think when you were here, when you presented it the first time to us, there was no mention of liquor that I know of. I don't know if anybody else heard it, but being served, and that we needed to give you a waiver on the liquor thing. And that didn't come about until afterwards, and we found out.
Well, I didn't question it because usually we offer, do a waiver if it's on public property.
That's true.
But this is private property, so I assumed it would be up to the owners to, and that's why I personally did not question an alcohol waiver.
Well, it did not, it did not come up during the conversations, but I didn't know it was an issue. We had alcohol at the Latin event that we did. Now, we were restricted to using it at the building. You know, we were not permitted to go outside the building with that, and we were very, very, very cautious. And the liquor board was there that evening. They policed their they policed it very well. I mean, they were there multiple times throughout the evening to make sure that we were complying with their regulations. And I spoke with Earl about that today. You know, just to make sure. I'm sorry, not that Earl, the other Earl. Just to make sure that you know, we saw eye to eye and that we did live up to his regulations that he, you know, requested from us for that permit that day.
Chuck, wasn't that
Sir.
the reason that you were restricted in size because you had to receive approval from the town to have it outside the alcohol?
Mm-hmm.
So wouldn't you have known that you would need approval for the alcohol outside this time?
Well, sir, we thought that we had the permit to do the event, et cetera, et cetera. No one was splitting hairs with us to say, yes, you could do this, but no, you couldn't do this. And that's one reason why I had Wes with me, because Wes is representing the alcohol side, because I don't have my own permit. We haven't been able to afford to try and get one yet, so.
Again,
So I mean, that's the best response form I can give you. I'm trying to.
And plus, we thought we were in compliance on the first one, so our lawyers are still
Yeah, well,
looking.
you know, we thought because we had permission to do, that we basically have the letters from the landlords, it's private property, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Differences of opinions happen every day. But we're not trying to do anything malicious here. We tried to live up to the letter of the law.
I just think we were kind of unaware of how the law went or how it proceeded to us, that we would have to give that waiver. It's probably the first time we gave a waiver in such a, to you guys.
I understand that this is groundbreaking and a potential source or way, and it's not something that's done all the time. I understand that. And we're certainly trying to work with the town. I don't know what else I can do.
And Craig was here for the meeting, and then
Yeah, I think that Craig was here that night.
he sat right next to you.
If he could have just said, hey, wait a minute, you know,
You had alcohol before.
yeah, is this going to be a concern? I mean, he's a town representative, and I'm not saying it's Craig's responsibility to speak up in a meeting. I don't know I don't come here to these meetings often. I don't know your protocol, you know what I mean? But I'm just saying, if he was here and he thought that there may have been an issue or a concern, would it have been appropriate to try and get it all done? But the past is the past at this particular point. All I'm trying to ask is, if we could do this in the future with the blessing of the town, the issue is, can we or can we not try to get everything done at once to save everybody's time, angst, issues, and hopefully a lot of money with regards to like deposits and things that I'm now feel I'm on the hook for.
Well, like I said, I think if had we known that night that the problem was you're going to have liquor, and we could have wrapped it all up in one night. That's the thing. I think we've all, it's like a learning curve that we just found out about, so now we know for the next time.
Okay, well,
Not much we can do now then.
I understand. It's like I said, it's the past right this moment is the past. The damage is what it is. It's my responsibility, and I guess, and we'll have to go from there. But I'm just making a request of you folks and our town management to try and see, you know, it always seems that something pops up. It's always something. All I'm trying to ask for is, could we try to do it at one time so that everybody can.
I'm itching to say this, Chuck.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Kenzie. When you deal with different events in the town of Elkton, I don't think each one of them should be regulated just because of one event. Each one of them should be dealt with separately. Now, I don't know as far as when the liquor thing came into play, but you made a statement that really